Hey everyone, welcome back to Painted. Told you I'd be back in about an hour. We're gonna work on our cupcake and our pineapple, and we're gonna have some fun. I am not gonna dawdle, we're not gonna chat a lot, we're gonna get right into the project because it's late in the day, and I have a girlfriend's happy hour to do in a little while. All right, so remember we painted this with Set Coat Metallic Ruby on the bottom from Faux Effects, and then we painted the top with Set Coat Matte Metallic Snow, which is a metallic white. And now I'm putting on gloves because I created a base color for here because I haven't decided 100% what I'm doing over the top of the texture we're about to put on. So I wanted to make sure I had a solid white base. Sorry, gosh, I can't get my gloves on today. Hey, Susan, nice to see you. All right, I'm back. We're gonna take our Artsyville texture medium. Oh, and I'm gonna make a mess. I guarantee you this is gonna be a mess. Just roll with me on it, because that's what's gonna happen. And there was even a stick in there already. Okay. I'm going into the bucket to get it, and if you're not familiar with texture medium, let me see if I can get a glob out. It is like marshmallow flush. Sorry, gotta make sure I am in screen. Hey Kate, nice to see you. So it's got a spongy kind of texture, it's creamy, it's fluffy, and it dries with a little bit of texture, which I personally love. All right, I'm getting it off my gloves, and we're gonna just trowel it all over here. Now my can is a little older, so it's gotten a little thicker, which works for me. But if it was too thick to work with, you could add a little water to it to soften it up a little bit. Fortunately, it's not too thick to work with. I just didn't have my can closed all the way, and I didn't have the plastic all the way down, so it's fighting me. So I'm covering the surface 100%. And you know, you could do this with a trowel, you can do this with a roller, you can do it with a credit card, you can brush it on, you can put it on any way you want, because you're gonna create texture no matter what method you use to apply. And if you look at this, it's sort of like I'm creating frosting on here, which was sort of where I was going with this. Mind you, I can't frost a cake to save myself. I don't know how I can trowel on a wall and have been troweling on walls for as long as I have been, and I still can't frost a freaking cake. All my cakes look like crap. All right, I just want to make sure I get to all the edges, and I have nice work time with this, so as I was showing you the pretty way to trowel, I was not paying attention to whether or not I got all the way to the edges. And then I'm going to take my finger and go around the edge to clean up any of the bleed over. And then I'm going to come back, I'm going to smooth product. And again, when I'm looking down at the product, I'm not looking at your question, so I'm not ignoring you. I can't look up and trowel down at the same time. All right, there we go. Now this in itself is a great texture if I wanted to leave it alone like that. But why would I leave anything alone? Have you ever known me to leave anything alone? I'm trying to see who's saying hello. Hey Barbara, nice to see you. Gigi, nice to see you. Cute, I'm making you hungry, great. So if you look at this, I've already created a nice kind of cake frosting texture. But why would I leave that alone like that? Lifting this up gives me a chance to go back underneath, wipe down my edges, because I probably will do the other side of this too. So I want to try to keep my other side in as good condition as possible, otherwise I make my life harder later. So I could leave that like that. And let me grab something to wipe my hands off with so I can grab a roller. Grab a paper towel. Now we have some fun rollers. We're going to choose here. We have our loop-de-loop roller, and then we have our swirls. And I've got to decide which one we want to use on this. Now, this one, very, very cute. would be awesome in there. And then this would also be cute. So anybody got any suggestions? Which one should I use before this stuff dries out and I can't put a roller through it? I'm kind of thinking I like this one. I just like that little wispy pattern. And I can roll it on in all different directions. So I can do this, and then I can come back and do that, and I can come back and do this, and fix in any places that need a little. I also like to keep a little towel on the side, which I don't have here today, because it takes all the extra product off the roller. I like to roll extra product off. Let me see if I got something right here. I can move things out of the way. We'll use a piece of cheesecloth. I like to take my roller when it gets all clogged up with stuff and roll it. Works way better on a terry towel than it does on cheesecloth. Just telling you that right now. That must have been apparent from the way the cheesecloth was grabbing. All right, and let's do a little. That doesn't want to go there. And the nice thing is I've got enough work time. If I don't like this, I can just come back and smooth it out. I mean, it's not even pulling yet. We lefties pile so much stuff around us all the time that then I come back to do stuff and I'm hitting whatever I stuck by my left hand. I'm a lefty in a righty's world, and I make my own life harder sometimes with it. So, okay, I cleared that out. I can take this one off. And as Jennifer always says, when you put a roller on, make sure it spins well, because otherwise you're going to be fighting it. All right, so I'm going to come in here. And I'm going to come in here. And again, I'm coming in all different directions. And if you see it kind of suck up a little bit where the texture is a little thicker, that's not a problem. I'll wait until it dries. You know, I really do like that other pattern in there better, I think. What do you think? I think, hey, Anthony, and everybody else who's looking, I think, thank you for joining us. You know, I really do like the other roller better. I think the other one was a better choice. Oh no, I have to trowel this again. Look, I'm still got enough work time easily to trowel texture medium, knock it back down, come back in, clean up my edges. I'm going to come pushing some product back this way because I have a feeling like I've been scraping it off that edge. And go fingers around the edge here. Because yes, every time you do this, you take off or add on product. So sometimes you have to pay attention to what you're doing to get the passing going right. All right, there we go. You don't really sometimes, you kind of have to always pay attention to what you're doing, but of course that doesn't apply to me because I'm perfect. I never do anything wrong. She says as she's making a big mess in front of her that she's going to have to then clean up to do the next project. All right, so we're gonna put this back on the roller, check the spin, and we're gonna start down here. I like that much better. I think that's the cutest pattern on that cupcake. Oh, I really, 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 really like that. All right, and I gotta pull this off because we're gonna need to use another roller for our pineapple. All right, I'm gonna take my gloves off so I can set this over to the side, because if I lift that part with my gloved hand, I'll have white fingerprints all over everything. Okay. My glove back on, and we're going back into the pineapple. And this is going to be short and sweet. We're just going to follow to the next steps. Playing with texture medium. That is, if I can get my glove back on. Yeah, this is what happens when you take a damp glove off and stick it back on. Now this one, I know exactly what pattern we're going to use. Now, if you notice, I didn't paint under here white. This is just a basic primer because I already know exactly how I'm handling the next step on this. I'm going to be painting over what we apply here, but I want the texture underneath. So let me get some texture medium out. Get both sticks out. I got too many sticks in my texture medium. There we go. I wanted a big old blob. And I got a big old blob all over my fingers. I am just a creative genius today. And you know what they say about genius? It's about a half an inch away from crazy. I might be not that far from crazy. That might be too far for me. All right, so I'm troweling on my pineapple. I'm getting the whole surface covered. This is what happens. I have made a heck of a mess around me, so everything wants to stick to everything. And so I just gotta try to be careful. Okay, and when you trowel, you wanna have your trowel about anywhere from 15 to 30 degrees off of the surface, meaning you want it at a slight angle. You don't want your trowel, let me see if I can get this. You don't want your trowel sitting, let me do my hand so I can see it here. You don't want your trowel sitting flat on something like that. You want it at an angle so that you're pushing product across the surface. If you put it down flat like that and pull, you get drags and it sucks to the surface and things like that happen. If you do it on an angle, you're moving the product around and spreading it evenly instead of gumming up your trowel like I just did. I know Jennifer's not watching. She's probably getting ready to do a live of her own, but she has always said that I can make a mess faster than anybody she knows, and I literally just proved that here today. Okay, so we're gonna smooth on our texture medium. I want to scrape some of that back off because I put it on very generously. And see, I got a little booger in there. I want that out. And I go around the edges and I clean the edges as I do this because now I'm getting it down to the right thickness, or otherwise known as millage, meaning thickness, literally. It's how many millimeters thick you're getting something, so. Right. And obviously I'm taking my time doing this. It would go faster with bigger tools. Go faster on a bigger surface because I'm working small. I know my flaws will be a little more visible, so I want to see if I can make everything as even as possible. Okay, that's done. Coming around the edge. And I don't knock all these high spots and stuff down now. I wait until after it's dry because then I don't lose my pattern. And what more appropriate pattern for a pineapple than our diamond roller. I love it. Now this one will be going in one direction and one direction only. We're going to start in the middle. Pineapple! Now, I did stunningly well there matching that side. I don't know how I did it. Don't ask me, I'll never do it again, except I think what I did actually is I just put the roller down in just the right place and went slowly. And I might be pretty close to it on this side too, although I think I got a little wobble. There we go. Oh, I did it. Wow, I'm impressed with me. Okay, let me take my gloves off so I can lift this up, show it to you. I'm reading something, and I think it may, unfortunately, I'm looking at it at an angle. Nellie, unfortunately, I don't speak Spanish, so I'm going to have to take a minute and wait until I can look at this later and see the translation. And after that, then I'll be able to respond to what you're saying. Unfortunately, I was not gifted linguistically as a young person. I tried to learn French, German, French, Spanish, Japanese, and a few other languages, and I failed at it miserably. So you can see I've got some stuff kind of crudted up here. That'll clean up later. But look how cute this pineapple is. I mean, honestly, how do you argue that? All right, so I will put, obviously, the link to my website and the products that we used here and the rollers that we used here so that you can order them if you're interested. And I will be continuing these projects tomorrow. I've got an APS Live. Hey, Sandy, nice to see you. I hope that's Sandy. Gosh, I'm looking at things funny. Let me flip this up. Okay. All right, Sandy, nice to see you. Yes, it is. And it is Nellie. I'm sorry. When the camera's angled down, it's very hard for me to read. All right, so I'm putting this away for today. I'm going to clean up my studio. I'm going to go and do my virtual happy hour with my friends. It's been great having you here. I will be back on at least twice tomorrow, once on this channel and once on Artistic Painting Studios page, and we will continue working with these. And I think one of my new ones for tomorrow is going to be the kitty cat. So we keep an eye out. You never know what I'm going to be working on. Have a good evening, everybody. Stay well. Oh, and sprinkle. Sprinkle, sprinkle, sprinkle.